Hello there. How are you doing? It's me, Susie, trying to make another video and trying to remember to speak loud because my voice doesn't carry without a microphone very well. So let me try to speak a bit louder and more confident than usual. It's been a week. Time has been flying. I had a little bit of work to do and other things that I had to take care of. And I finally sat down to write yesterday. Easter is a big thing in Germany, so a lot of my clients are on Easter vacation until next Tuesday. So there you have it. I had time to write, and I was happy I could. So, for those of you who don't know me, on January 18th or 19th, I started writing because I've always wanted to write, and I decided to call it Writing with Spirit, because what I do is I start writing on my own, whatever comes to mind, and then I ask my spirit guides to take over my fingers and write with the keyboard on my laptop. And so we have a conversation going on. It reminds me a bit of I was talking the other day with friends. It reminds me a bit of Neale Walsh and the first book I read by him, which was Friendship with God. Of course, he did the 3 Conversations with God books that he had similar situation where he just sat down one night and started lamenting about his life and then getting responses that he just wrote. But he used a legal pad and a pen. My hand would have fallen asleep by then, so I prefer using my 10-finger system on my keyboard. So that's what I do. So I sat down yesterday and again today, so this might be a little bit longer, but I went to the bookshelf today to pull out some books that I thought might be useful. I just let myself be guided as usual, and I pulled out 2 books. Actually, I pulled out more, but the ones that I chose are 2. One of them is Friendship with God, which I'll read later. The first one, though, was For Us Lightworkers, which I find, if anybody hasn't read it, The Alchemist by Paulo. If you haven't read it, really good book for us. And he writes in his introduction, let me speak, something that I think is very important for us. We warriors of light must be prepared to have patience in difficult times and to know that the universe is conspiring in our favor, even though we may not understand how. I ask myself, are defeats necessary? Well, necessary or not, they happen. When we first begin fighting for our dream, we have no experience and make many mistakes. The secret of life, though, is to fall 7 times and to get up 8 times. So why is it so important to live our personal calling if we are only going to suffer more than other people? Because once we have overcome the defeats, and we always do, we are filled by a greater sense of euphoria and confidence. In the silence of our hearts, we know that we are proving ourselves worthy of the miracle of life. Each day, each hour is a part of the good fight. We start to live with enthusiasm and pleasure. Intense, unexpected suffering passes more quickly than suffering that is apparently bearable. The latter goes on for years and without our noticing eats away at our soul until one day we are no longer able to free ourselves from the bitterness, and it stays with us for the rest of our lives. So, I guess the last sentence was not really what I wanted to say, but we overcome our defeats and we move forward, and we are the warriors of light to work with the universe in overcoming the difficult times. So, that's that. And then one passage from Neale Walsh. You see that? Friendship with God. Which is what I've been trying to bring across in most of my videos is about gratitude and why we might be going through this. So where did I want to start? There is no such thing as bad luck, God has responded to Neale as he was writing. Nothing happens by accident. There are no coincidences, and God doesn't make mistakes. And Neale says, in other words, everything is perfect, just the way it is. That's right, God says. Even if things don't look perfect, Neale says. And God says, especially if they don't look perfect. That's a sure sign that there's something huge for you to remember here. So you're saying we should be grateful for the worst things that happen to us? And God responds, gratitude is the fastest form of healing. What you resist persists. What you are grateful for can then serve you, as it was meant to do. I have told you, I have sent you nothing but angels. Now I will add, I have given you nothing but miracles. We spoke about miracles the other day. And Neale says, wars are miracles? Crimes are miracles? Diseases and illnesses are miracles? And God responds, what do you think? If you were beginning to give answers rather than ask all the questions, what would you say? You mean, what would I say if I were you? Yes, God says. And Neale responds, I would say, every event of life is a miracle, as is life itself. Life is designed to provide your soul with the perfect tools, the perfect circumstances, the perfect conditions with which to realize and experience, announce and declare, fulfill and become, in capital letters, who you really are. Therefore, judge not, and neither condemn. Love your enemies, pray for your persecutors, and embrace every moment and circumstance of life as a treasure, a perfect gift from a perfect creator. I would say seek results and outcomes, but do not require them. So, all of this fits really nicely in what I'm trying to bring across to all of my light warrior friends, my light workers. I don't think we're warriors. We're too loving for that, right? And be grateful. Know that this too shall pass, and know that you are the light bringing across what it is you want to see. And all of us together, working together as light workers and seeing the light and knowing that we will overcome this is exactly what we need at this point in time. And I'm going on and on. So anyway, moving on, I've got so much to read today, so I'm just trying not to overwhelm you, but I might actually overwhelm you. If you click off earlier, I understand. I hope you watch all of it. Remember, please, to like and subscribe and comment, because the more you do, the more response I get on YouTube, and the more we can push this on to other people as well, and well, not push them on, but get other people interested in these videos as well, and these messages that I have for you. So today I'm going to pull one card from the Lena Rodriguez One World Tarot deck. We all know Dr. Lena. And just to get a message, please, from Spirit Guides, please give me a message, dear universe, on the current, what is it we need to know on this day, April 18th, 2025, in terms of where things are headed, who we are, what we need to know. Just one card came out. The Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles usually means you're holding on too tight to whatever it is you own, your goods, your fortunes, or also holding on to your heart. You're not, I read it right now as you're holding on to an outcome that you want to see happen. So the message is usually to let go and let God. Let go and let God. So let's see what Lena says about the Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, Minor, Swords, Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Let's see if we're getting there. Four of Pentacles is preoccupation with money, control, possessiveness, conservatism. The Four of Pentacles card shows a man sitting behind an office. He's clinging onto his money but doesn't look that happy. The Four of Pentacles card suggests insecurity around money. The mindset is understandable. Money provides security for the future, but with this card, it's more about the fear and vulnerability around losing money, which I guess applies to me right now. The card suggests being materially driven to the point of experiencing an unhealthy relationship with money. For example, you may have become so focused on saving what you cannot share freely and enjoy what you earn. The takeaway message of this card is to strive for a healthy balance between what you earn, what you spend, and what you save. Okay, I take this, oh wait a second, there was a worldview. But I take this as a card from me personally because I'm going through some struggles right now. Let's see if there's another card that applies not to me, universe, but to everybody watching this video right now and the current situation as it stands. Another Pentacles card, Six of Pentacles. There is help coming. That's all I can say. And that's all I'll say. Six of Pentacles. So that may be the wrong interpretation, but that's what I read out of it. Now, I took out, also I have some Angel Tarot cards, which I don't use very often because they stick together so much. But when I used them before, I had some very interesting readings for us and for me personally. So let me see if we can duplicate that or get something similar about where we stand right now. What do we need to know, dear universe, dear spirit guides? What does the collective, the light workers, what do we need to know? Let's see what card comes out. The Lovers. And the other one is, that they both came out at the same time. So the Lovers, Archangel Raphael, intimate relationships, carefully weigh your desires or your decisions, good health. But the Dreamer, Archangel Metatron, a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. Strangely enough, this is all something that I've asked for in my writings. So maybe that is what we need to look at. So Five of Air. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. That makes more sense to me right now, because some people are still sleeping, but they are waking up. So let me continue by just moving on. I'm trying to get through this fairly quickly because I did write a lot over today and tomorrow, today and yesterday and today. So I'm going to read excerpts of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. It's just too much, and some of it is a bit on the personal side. The reason I wrote today was because I thought yesterday was a little bit too personal, but then when I read it again just earlier, I thought there's a lot of good nuggets in there, so let me just read those. Taking a breath. I guess it's time to write again. It's been another long week, and we're still experiencing the same collective nightmare. With my finances are a bit tight, very little coming in. I'm definitely doing my best to stay upbeat, but seriously, I just don't know how. All of the Abraham Hicks tapes, recordings, YouTube videos, all of the books, philosophy, etc. Later, and I'm still not any further. Some astrologers say that the 16-year streak of bad luck for Cancerians is finally over. Something to hang on to, and something I'd like to believe. Still missing my Mr. Narcissist. But nothing's really changed in my life. Same drama that I wrote about in my diary when I was 15, because I wrote about another few people in there. What is holding me back from receiving? Receiving money, true love, a feeling of belonging, and knowing that I am worthy. In politics, drama persists. The Orange Menace is out there destroying our country. The deportations continue. Now he's facing criminal contempt for not bringing the kidnapped U.S. residents back home, and continuing to discuss whether American citizens should be deported as well. The dissolution of our power as a nation, and everyone is too scared to take a stand. The insanity is unreal. Why am I just sitting here lamenting things? What options do I have? Where are opportunities for me? Perhaps writing will eventually lead me out of this, bring me onto a more successful path, though I fear that if I continue to lament about my life in my writings, I will just firm up the foundation of this life that I currently do not like. It's good to have new friends, though, so I start to pivot. It's good to have new friends, though, and I'm glad I got to see Lori and her friends last night. So refreshing. Still, I'm scared. Another long holiday in Germany. I'm homesick, and now I wonder if I should return. So many questions. I reached out to the archangels earlier. I'm asking for help. I'm here hoping my guides, my friends, and family in spirit, my archangels, are listening into my muddled thoughts of not enoughness and can help me move forward. Please do take charge of my fingers and speak through them. And after a while they respond, love is the answer. Love yourself enough that you don't feel despair. Know that we are here. This too shall pass, and you know it. You are wading through light and darkness, and every now and then you let the darkness overtake your spirit. Light is peeping through. It's Easter, time to rise up, for a rebirth of sorts. You know what we're going to say, it's always darkest before the dawn. Spirit guides, what should I do? Should I prepare for the worst? Will I have to pack up and return to Germany? Please tell me, I need direction. Shh, they say. The darkness. Look for the light. Do you see it? That tiny sliver? Focus on it and let it expand. As for your politics, things are unfolding as they should. More and more people are finding their courage to speak up. Look at Grassley. Look at the judges. Look at the Supreme Court. Focus on those tiny slivers of light. See the slivers grow. The timing is still the same. He's coming apart at the seams. And I ask, is this Garcia fellow that was kidnapped still alive? Yes, they say. He's frightened. He's been beaten. But there's a price on his head. He's too expensive to unalive. The waters are really very murky right now. It's hard to see exactly how things will unfold, other than to say it is unfolding as it should. So, for me, breathing, silence, I'm waiting for more. And I ask, can you give me more specifics? Leon. He's almost out. The pressure is too much for him. He thought he could try to buy a nation. Wait, let me try that again. He thought he could buy a nation and use its resources. He didn't expect that he would awake the sleeping giant. The Orange Menace lost his mind a long time ago. He's been listening to some person in the Kremlin. It's not the P fellow. But the Orange Menace can't tell the difference. Someone there is feeding the Orange Menace's need for feeling superior and laughing at him behind his back, snickering, truly absurd. The stage of absurdities. Set the scene. Compare it to the 1920s silent movie, The Dark Gray Metropolis. You should watch it sometime. Spirit guides, I don't think this episode is quite that interesting. Tell me something I can relay to others. And they respond, you need to focus on the light. You need to bring that across to everyone. The darkness is doing its utmost to take over. You are light workers. Your job is to find those rays of hope, those rays of sunshine, and reflect them back to each other. Together, we can be strong. Actually, I say together you can be strong, but I'm saying we can be strong. We can tell you specifics about what the outcome will be, but the point right now is to come together and make it happen by being the light. This swamp-like creature has infested your world, but it's because of your complacency that you've allowed to happen and to take over. You, as a nation, have been torn apart. It's about time to sew it back together, one stitch at a time. Allow life to surprise you otherwise. See yourself taking the steps you need towards a better life. The way will become obvious once you've swept out that thick layer of dust that has settled on your soul. The Orange Menace won't be around much longer, nor will the P person or the N person in Israel. Their fates are sealed. They've done so much harm that people have no choice but to stand up against them. Spirit guides, really? Is this you or me speaking? And they say in German, Kind, child, Kind, stop doubting. We are talking through your consciousness, through the source that makes you who you are, and that you have developed with us over the course of this lifetime. You are an extension of who we are, so this is only natural that you sometimes feel this is all of your imagination. But what does that mean? Do you really put so little value in your own imagination? It is a gift you have been given and that you have formed with us. Okay, they say, so back to where we were. You will see some major developments over the weekend. Truly mind-blowing things. Just in time for Easter. For the rebirth, the ascension. Rise up. Now you are the light. Be the healing you want to see and experience. Gratitude is key. Love is the answer. Watch for news about major health events. Know that this too shall pass. When you reread this, it will all make sense. So, please, guys, I say more details about what they say. The Orange Menace, he's toast. He knows it, which is why he's acting like a turd. Think about how Mr. Narcissist was when he lashed out when he knew things were falling apart. Those were the worst days of the relationship. The darkest before the dawn. Watch for the slivers of light. See them. Expect them in capital letters. We love you. Time to save your work. Time to do what needs to be done. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. And I say thank you, gods. I love you too. Again, I was doubting myself yesterday, so I thought, I'm going to sit down and write some more today, see if there is anything else that we can bring across to you guys while you're listening in to my own dramas and the dramas that we're experiencing worldwide. So I sat down this afternoon, or actually late this morning into the afternoon, and I wrote April 18th, Good Friday, Karfreitag. Time to celebrate the rising of love. Things are quiet. My clients are all on Easter vacation. Many companies here also take this Friday off. How are we doing? Checking in. It's a beautiful day. The birds are singing outdoors. I hear the ticking of the big clock in my living room. You can see it behind me. The breeze, a chainsaw in the background. Coco sitting on the top of the couch behind me. How am I doing? And I take a deep breath, at peace for now, expecting big changes in my life, even if I don't know where the opportunities may be coming from, trusting that all is really well. Things are developing fast. Time to ring the bell. I got my bells. I got actually two. Things are developing really fast. Time to ring the bell at 6 p.m. today to commemorate the 250th anniversary of Paul Revere's historic ride and the beginning of the American Revolution. On April 18th, 1775, the Old North Church in Boston signaled the approach of British troops by hanging 2 lanterns in its steeple, a pivotal moment that ignited the colony's fight for independence. Time for another revolution. Time to resist the Orange Menace, Leon, Project 25, and the rest of the nasty gang trying to ruin our country. Senator von Hollen of Maryland successfully managed to sit down with the illegally kidnapped green card holder Garcia in El Salvador. Senator Murkowski is speaking up, talking about the fear that is raging in the Senate these days, telling her constituents that she's been afraid to speak out due to the threat of repercussions. People are taking action. The giant is waking up. Fear, darkness. I hear David Bowie singing in the background in my head. This is not America. Myself, I'm still waiting to hear the great... No, we are all still waiting to hear the great news that all of this is over, but instead, more demonstrations tomorrow. Millions coming together to face the giant. David and Goliath. But this Goliath is really easy to topple, I believe. But why isn't it happening yet? My personal fears are of loss, again, but I'm trying hard to calm them. I'm still hoping to get some kind of insight on how to take inspired action. What I keep hearing is, write. People want to know. Tell your story. I'm not sure I want to make my entire story public on YouTube just yet. So, given everything that is going on, I reach out to my guides as I listen to the beautiful sound of the breeze outside. It's so peaceful. I'm at peace for now. What can I talk about on my channel today? And they respond, it's good to see you peaceful, and that half smile on your face. That smile will soon be much broader. Good news is on its way to you. Just trust. Senator von Hollen, I misspelled that, or they misspelled it. I don't know. I was just typing. Senator von Hollen is the sliver of light we were talking about yesterday. More than a sliver. A driven crack into the dark facade. People can breathe a sigh of relief. Garcia will be reunited with his family. He will be unharmed. He is a pawn, an expensive piece, a crown jewel. Keeping them there is costing this regime quite a bit of money. They are doing what they can to keep things quiet, and they're failing miserably. See how the Orange Menace is now turning on his cabinet members, and you will see much more evidence of this today. Keep your fingers typing. We are getting there. Today marks a bold new beginning. Make sure to ring your bells. There is much we want to say, but your consciousness keeps waning in and out. So keep typing. Yes, this is the beginning of the end. The giant that American people make up is becoming huger, stronger, more united. The fight against evil is being taken on by many. You will hear from several of your friends and acquaintances claiming that they have changed their minds. Give it just a bit more time. You will be happy with the results. Murkowski is again playing the field, like she always does. She likes to play good cop, bad cop. She hasn't seen the need to remove herself from her party. There are too many Republicans in Alaska. Just like your conversation with your friend the other day, who said, "I'm conservative, but I'm worried about how things are going right now." Sure. Because the Republican Party is becoming obsolete. It is only a shadow of what it once was. The party members don't quite see it yet. It's happening, though. There will be a new party forming, but for now, they are all still in disbelief. Fear, as you well know, leads to procrastination. It makes you stand motionless like a statue, hoping that whatever it is that is causing the emotion will just disappear. You can only overcome it by taking inspired action. So by going within and trusting the first thing that comes to mind, never second guess yourself. The Orange Menace will be in Florida again this weekend. He may actually not be able to move out of his golf cart. We see him slouched over. They will have to come and get him. We'll see. Whistleblowers are starting to appear. Many more will not stand for this behavior. The love your people have for this country is enormous. It has been instilled in them. People do not want to give up their hard-earned rights. So let me see, where can I? Guides, I then say, what can I tell my audience? And they say, love is the answer. Smile more often. Smile. Believe that all of your efforts combined will bring about the outcome you seek. Do not try to do things alone. Reach out. Find your clan. Involve them in your dreams and become involved in theirs. We feel your walls go up when we say that, not really knowing who you can trust. But trust goes both ways. Surely you can't speak your truth among those that are still asleep. But look for the signs that they are waking up and welcome them into the world of truth. Don't coax them. Just smile, knowingly. If they ask, and they will, you can respond. The giant is growing in size. It is a collection of the truth seekers, all with the same intention, to save your democracy from the likes of Stephen Miller and the tech bro oligarchs. A river cruise, yes, fabulous. Oh, did we change the subject? Tell yourself how much you're loved. Spirit guides, I'm losing you, I said. Okay, then get up and walk outside for a bit. Then come back and we'll be here. So I did. So I wrote then, okay, I'm back. Is Senator von Howland safe? I asked. And they respond, he will be okay. He has a good security team. Other senators will trek their way to El Salvador. The pressure is on. The Donald is feeling it and not liking any of the resistance. The growing resistance, it is palpable. So then I asked the question we're all asking, what about Kamala? She's taking it all in, but her time has not come yet. Another mixed group of leaders will soon take over. The Donald will have to leave. The question is whether his health will hold before he's forced out. Wishful thinking of those who oppose him is creating a variety of scenarios, all of which could be true. Remember, the collective's free will is decisive. The month is not over yet. You will see some rapid developments before it is. Patience. The waiting game is hard for everything in your life. The majority will not stand for this. The majority will win. The GOP will have to back down and succumb. They too are not willing to see their country torn to shreds. Many have been in denial, but they too are waking up. It's happening. Kamala will be there. She will be found to have been the true winner. Okay, let me take time to read that one. She will be found to have been the true winner by a landslide. Yet the old guard of her own party have been attempting to keep things as they were. That's why they're the old guard. The progressives are finally stepping up, coming to the fore. Things will change, and she will eventually take charge. Guides, really? Or is this just my wishful thinking, I ask. No, you're on the right track. Things will develop surprisingly quickly. It only appears to be slow because so much is happening. And then I said, I feel like I'm blocking you. I sat there for a little bit and didn't know what to type. And they said, yes, you are a bit, but we're here. Breathe. And they say, life is good. Life is beautiful. Feel what it is you want to attract. Feel the joy. So then I asked, talking about my love life, which I don't want to read here. And then I said, but what about money? And they said, stop blocking it. Let it flow. Realize the riches you have. Everything is speeding up. You will see your hometown again soon. You will live there, and you will live here, just as you've always wanted to. Don't block your dreams with your ideas of what reality is right now. And then I say, will people really want to hear me? And they responded, yes, 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 yes. The more you let go and allow things to unfold, the happier you will be, and the more confident you will be. Give it a break for now. We've spoken enough. We'll be there when you record the video. We love you so very much. Continue to spoil yourself. Treat yourself like the princess you are. Smile more. Breathe. I love you too, I say. And I feel all warm and tingly inside, and I did at that moment. Good, they said. Now go. So that's what I wrote. Love is the answer. Patience is the answer. Understand that this too shall pass. And also understand that these are hard times that we all need to go through. Because like Abraham always says, you need to experience what you don't want to know what you do want and to define it better. We are defining who we are. We are defining what we want to see. We are moving forward. And I just think because before I did not like the cards I pulled from Dr. Lena for the tarot cards. Let me see if I can pull another one that makes sense for the two readings I did and that does not go into my personal stuff, right? So one more time. This one. Two of Pentacles. We're in a balancing act. The balancing act is, like I've said, between light and darkness. Choose the light. Do not let the darkness take over. If you feel the darkness coming on, make sure you step up, go outside, hug a tree, do something beautiful, maybe with your grandkids, with your kids, with your pets. Go for a walk, hug a tree. Let's just say that. Meet with friends. You don't have money, play a game of Monopoly maybe, or a game of something. Just do something. to get your mind off of things that are bothering you. And remember to love yourself. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself how much you loved. Remember how much you loved. And remember to ring the bell tonight at 6 o'clock. I love you guys. Talk to you as soon as I get something else written. And thank you for listening to me for 40 minutes. Love you. Bye.